Good morning. We are heading to the Egyptian Museum, so stay tuned and we'll see how it's gonna be there.
So we arrived at the biggest Egyptian museum in Europe.
In 1563, the Savoy dynasty moved the capital to Torino. Court historians created an Egyptian origin story for the city. In 1567, a Roman statue base was found in Torino with an inscription to Isis. This further theories of Egyptian roots. Between 1626 and 1630, the Savoy acquired the Mensa Isiaca artifact. These myths established ties between Torino and Egypt before the Egyptian Museum was founded in 1824. However, evidence shows Torino did not have actual ancient Egyptian origins. The stories and collecting created an Egyptian association. Pre-dynastic period spanned over 1,000 years when foundational aspects of pharaonic Egypt emerged, though still decentralized. Lack of written records makes this era challenging to reconstruct, with debates around farming, settlements, and daily life. Groups were distinguished by social customs, burial practices, and craft technologies for pottery and tools. Through artifacts from antiquities markets and early Torino Museum excavation, we can see the pre-dynastic people's environment, community, lives, and afterlife. In the pre-dynastic period, the dead were buried in oval or round pits, often wrapped in skins or mats. The sandy soil naturally mummified bodies. The artifacts in these displays are rare pleated tunics and shawls over 4,200 years old. They are from female burials in the late Old Kingdom period. Tunics were sometimes worn by the deceased or sometimes placed on their bodies. According to Egyptian beliefs, the tomb was a self-sufficient word for the afterlife. It was meant to guarantee the survival of the deceased. All that was needed in terms of food, drink, or other services was infinitely perpetuated thanks to actual offerings brought to the tomb at the time of the burial, but also through the listing of these offerings in inscriptions in the funerary chamber. Personal grooming was integral to daily life in ancient Egypt, as evidenced by Mary's tomb, where goods like wig box, cosmetics containers, sewing kit, and bathrobe sheet were found. Egyptian gods manifested themselves in various forms. Many were associated with specific animals. Animal mummification began in the pre-dynastic period. Gods were associated with specific animals and worshipped as incarnation in temples. Amulets were used since the pre-dynastic period, becoming very common grave goods in the late period. They were wrapped with the mummy to protect and guide the deceased into the afterlife. Some amulets might have been personal possessions, but most were likely made just for burials. The Torino Museum has 200 animal mummies, reflecting the popularity of this practice in ancient Egypt. We know that Egyptian gods were believed to have different manifestations: human appearance, animal, or half animal. The Egyptians mummified animals which displayed special features, considering them embodiments of a god, but not a representation of this god.
So we just finished our visit to the Egyptian Museum. We spent like 1 hour and 45 minutes in there, and still we haven't managed to learn everything.
The information displayed on the pictures, I mean on the statues and everything, is just unbelievable. I mean, it explains you everything that you need to know about every piece. And our opinion is 10 of 10. We recommend everyone who comes in the Torino to do this. So in total for 2 persons it was 36 euro, which is not expensive for the experience you got inside.